Hello, everybody, and welcome to Season 1, Episode 6 of the Glamping Resorts Live podcast. Thanks for joining me today. I'm your host, Matt Johnson, and this will be the last episode, I believe, in Season 1. We're going to shut it down for the Christmas holidays. Join us back in the new year, starting, let's say, the first week in January. So anyways, to our sponsors before I introduce our guest today. First sponsor is none other than us, Glamping Resorts. Yes. So if you are looking to start your very own glamping resort, we can help you. Whether you just have a campground and you're looking to increase occupancy rates, well, guess what? Adding glamping structures to that campground can do that. And we can help you set up those glamping structures and give you the IP possible to make that happen. So visit our website, glampingresorts.com, to find out more today. And hey, even if you don't have a campground and you're just looking to get going, still contact us. We can help you out. Glampingresorts.com is the place to go. Next up are the guys who helped us build the resort, none other than Element Construction. These guys do amazing work. They're a great group of guys to work with, and they get the job done right. They helped us with our domes. They helped us with the tents. They helped us with, they're like the posts on the walking trails. They look great so you can see where you're going. And they helped us with the playground, probably in a bunch of other things that I'm not aware of. But anyways, they do great work, and if you're looking to get your next building project done properly and look great, contact these guys. Head over to elementconstruction.ca today to get your next project built right. Then next up, lastly, is North Shore Resort. Yes, that's right. The very first glamping resort done by Glamping Resorts Ltd. just off Buffalo Pound Lake. So we got lakefront lots, we got lake view lots, we got seasonal sites, we got the glamping structures, everything that you could possibly want. So, I mean, if you're interested in either buying a lakefront, Lakeview site, well, guess what? We have some amazing financing options available. And hey, even if you're looking to lease, we can do that on a Lakeview site. You can contact us, go to glampingresorts.com. And hey, if you are looking to stay in one of the glamping structures next year, make sure you book early. We were fully booked for pretty much 2 months, even more than that last year. So get the weekend you want. Go on over to glampingresorts.com, book today. And hey, Christmas is coming up. I know if you're like me, you probably haven't bought all your gifts yet. So guess what? We have gift cards, which is the perfect stocking stuffer. Give the gift of glamping. Those can also be purchased at glampingresorts.com. So head on over there and check it out. So today's guest is none other than, he started Element Construction, and he's the guy who basically helped us build a lot of the structures and everything on the resort at North Shore. It's Justin Otte, and he is the guest today, and we will be interviewing him right after this intro. Hey everybody, thanks for joining. My guest today, Justin Otte. How you doing, Justin?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing well. Let's move the mic a little bit more in front of your face there, or you can even put the arm over.
Awesome.
Doesn't matter. Whatever's most comfy. All right, so Element Construction, you're the owner of it. You help build glamping resorts. Well, really, you did pretty much all the building. So
yeah, there was a lot of hours put in out there this spring, that's for sure.
I was there. I know. I witnessed it. So
Yeah.
Great work, by the way. So I want to hear the experience of building the domes and the tents. Just walk me through that, because I'm guessing you guys really haven't done anything like a dome before glamping, or have you? I don't know.
No, this was in the works. Cameron approached me about the idea of building a glamping resort out of Buffalo Pound, and I was like, this is not anything that we have done before, but I am up for the challenge. That's one thing, is I like diversity. I like doing a bunch of different things, and I love the outdoors. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. Let's build some domes. Let's build some tents. Let's, show me what you got.
Okay, so you're really a pioneer as far as I mean, building domes and the glamping structures, because it is a relatively new concept. So I just want to hear, I guess, your experience putting them up, and maybe you can tell the people out there who are looking to build their own, like, is there things they should watch out for, or really should they just call Element Construction to build it?
I mean, sure, you could just call us to build it. But, you know, as far as the domes and the tents go, the structures themselves are, you know, they're a prefabricated kit, right? So there wasn't really any challenge per se as to erect them. I would say more of the challenge came into, you see a lot of these in, you know, maybe the southern states or, you know, Western Canada, where maybe they don't see the extremes that we see. And it's like, okay, well, how can we allow for, you know, a 30-degree day, or, you know, maybe flipping these things into a 4-season, and how could we accommodate some of those aspects, and, you know, just making sure they're sealed off from, you know, the rodents out in the prairies, and like just all the, you know, different challenges that maybe you wouldn't think of, you know, short of, hey, let's build a deck and put a dome on it, right? So.
Oh, no, makes sense. I mean, okay, so the inside of the domes that you guys, I guess, was it your guys' design, or was it Cam's? Because it's a lot of wood. It's very, I guess, a cabiny kind of feel. Would you, for the next domes, is there like a different inside concept? Are you guys going to probably stick with the same thing, or is it kind of like a case by case basis?
Yeah, you know, it was kind of a discussion with Cam on, okay, what are we trying to achieve with the interiors of these domes? Because I mean, a dome is a very modern kind of, you know, it's an out there product, right? And we wanted to feel a little bit rusticy still, being, you know, the whole camping and that kind of stuff. And so we worked through some numbers on a couple different options, and we decided, hey, let's roll with it on this one. You know, I think overall, myself, my team, you know, hopefully Cameron, I think they, you know, everyone thought they turned out great, and, you know, we kind of hit the mark on what we were after, for really not having a hammered down plan of, hey, this is exactly what we're doing. It was a kind of like, hey, we like these type of products, let's see what we can do with it kind of experience, right?
Well, yeah, for not having a, I guess, laid out plan, they turned out amazing. So
Awesome.
Well, great job. Just great job. Okay, so you got the domes, you got the trappers tents under your belt. Is there other glamping structures that you'd like to take a crack at? I mean, there's like tree houses, there's the yurts. I mean, there's really anything. There's even underwater domes. I don't know. Like, is there anything that you would personally like to try?
You know, one of the big pushes that I kind of thought would be cool was A-frames. I've seen some A-frames. They can be extremely simple. They can be pretty, you know, up on a mountainside, kind of, you know, pretty cool. They're one thing that I think would be kind of neat to add to the scenario somewhere. Or, you know, I know Cameron and we've talked tree houses, and it's like, I mean, it takes a pretty specific location to do a tree house, but that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, you definitely need some big trees to do tree houses.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I like the idea of A-frames. So hopefully we can convince Cameron to do some A-frames out there. I'm sure the people watching this would like to see it. So
yeah, you bet.
Okay, so your background, construction runs in your family. So I know your brother's on your team as well.
That's right.
You have, I don't know if I believe it's cousins who, your dad was in construction. So I more so want to hear, I guess, your story on growing up, how you got your start, why you got into element construction, and just kind of, I want to hear how you made it to element construction today.
Yeah, so I mean, my construction experience basically stems back to just, you know, a toddler. My dad was in construction, his brothers were all in construction. And, you know, I mean, I was on a job site. I was probably in diapers on a job site, and it just kind of grew with me. You know, I spent summers working with dad. I spent, you know, evenings if you had to get a project done or something. And then, you know, after school, it was, okay, well, what am I going to do, right? Am I going to move forward with that? You know, I tried a couple small, you know, odds and ends kind of jobs, and nothing really took. And it was just, it came back to me going to construction. I worked for a number of years side by side with my cousins and my uncle, and that really kickstarted my career in construction. You know, and it just got to the point where, you know, I had enough clientele of my own and a demand that, you know, I just couldn't keep up with on weekends, right? And that's what I was doing. I was building my business on the weekends, doing side jobs. And, you know, we've been, I don't even know how many years it's been now. But, you know, it gets better and better, and the things we do just get more diverse. You know, we built a glamping resort in a matter of, I think, 3 months. And, you know, we had never done that before. And, you know, I'd say year one was a success. And I look forward to seeing, you know, what's coming after that. And yeah, I mean, a big shout out to my cousin, Steven, you know, Otte Construction. He's local from Lumsden here as well. We dragged him in because we needed some more manpower and someone that we could trust to really get this done in time. And yeah, so it's nice. It's, you know, I got plenty of cousins and uncles, like I said, and we all kind of pull together if we need to, and we all have our own businesses, and we respect that about one another. And yeah, it's just a good deal.
Oh, that's great. So for those of you at home who aren't aware, I guess April is when you guys started construction and everything. Like,
I
pretty
believe
much.
so.
Was it even the first week in April, or was it like the second?
That's right.
It was, and we opened June 1. Pretty much everything was done. Like, there's still some work to do on the tents. That was because packages didn't show up yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was 3 months to get all the domes up. It was a quick turnaround.
It was extremely stressful.
Yeah, but you guys did it, and I mean, I didn't see very many hiccups. I don't think I even saw any hiccups on my end. You guys just worked, besides like stuff not showing up on time, which has nothing for you guys to control. It's, yeah, you guys knocked it out of the park. So
yeah, I think that was probably one of the most stressful parts of it, was just making sure that we got our materials on time. You know, maybe some of the people that stayed at the resort, or some people watching, like, we sourced a lot of that lumber from British Columbia. We brought a lot of that rough cut stuff in, you know, to try to really get that rough cut rustic feel that, you know, maybe we couldn't source around here with the timbers that we have. So, yeah, that was probably one of the most stressful, like, is this semi showing up, or, you know, is it coming next week kind of thing. But we made her through and we got her open. So
yeah, it all worked out. So, okay, so I guess, you know, you said you like to be very diverse with building and whatnot. So, but I'm curious, like, what is your main building focus? Is it homes? Glamping was the first sort of thing, but like, if you could define one thing that Element Construction, I guess, usually does, or what projects do you guys usually work on?
You know, honestly, Matt, there is not one thing that I could narrow us down to. You know, we'll go in a construction season, we'll go from, you know, putting in some basements for some new homes and taking them to finish, to, you know, some commercial warehouse space, to renovations. Like, every year the work just seems to be, you know, it's not consistent as, hey, we're just doing new homes all this year, or we're just doing renovations this year. It's literally jumping from project to project, and they're all different, which, you know, I can honestly say that that's why I get out of bed, is because it's just not the same every day for me, right?
Yeah, same can be boring. So some people I'm one of those people who, if I'm doing the same thing day after day, I'm gonna get bored. So we're the same that way. It's good to hear. Okay, so I guess, you know, you guys do obviously amazing work, and you do a lot of, I'm gonna say, innovative or very cool stuff. One thing that really stuck out to me was the concrete countertops. So I'm just curious, even for like the people who just like doing stuff at home, whatnot, where do you guys come up with these ideas? Like, I don't know, I know Pinterest is a big thing for people, where they go, well, where do you get your inspiration for, you know, different ideas?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the internet is like a huge tool. You know, Instagram, you see all these cool things guys are doing all over the place, and you're like, man, I want to do something like that. And you just jump on the interweb, and next thing you know, there's ideas everywhere. And it's just a matter of, you know, taking the time, doing a little bit of research, figuring it out, and trial and error, right? Like, but there is so much stuff out there that guys are doing. It's it's actually pretty cool.
Wait, well, okay, so that I don't think you've made it yet, but that coffee table you're planning to put in your office, it's like a concrete one with the rebar.
Yeah.
Was that an idea from your head, or was that online?
You're just scrolling through stuff and you see, like I said, things that guys have done, and it's just like, man, I don't want to go to Home Depot and buy a coffee table. I'm like, okay, it might not happen right now, but when I get a little bit of time, I'm gonna play in the shop and we're gonna form some concrete tables for the office kind of deal. So yeah.
Oh, right on. Okay, so, I mean, element construction aside, I mean, you have another company which is fairly new, which is Go Solar. It was you and, I guess, two other guys who started it, correct?
That's right, yeah.
Okay, so, I mean, with Go Solar, I guess you guys do the off-grid systems, obviously solar panels, all that stuff. I guess tell me a little bit more about Go Solar before I ask my other questions.
Yeah, so I mean, Go Solar Sask is a new company that was formed with my electrician. Obviously from a building perspective, I seen the demand and where energy efficiency codes are going and stuff like that. And I just felt like really getting in on the forefront of, building practices and where they're going with that. And, my electrician, Kyle, he had been doing solar for probably 10 years already. And I seen an opportunity to really help him drive that forward. And I mean, we did the off-grid systems out at the domes, and there's all kinds of really unique situations where you could use solar to just produce clean energy. And Cameron and I, we've even talked about, what would it actually take to run part of the resort off of solar. And, solar is really starting to be accepted, and the volumes are starting to be there, that the prices are starting to come down. And, it's only going to get more and more affordable to start doing some of these unique projects. And yeah, I mean, it's kind of cool to say that, you don't have a noisy generator running, or you're not tied to the grid. It's a self-sustained dome or tent or what have you at these resorts. I think it just kind of adds to that, unique off-grid.
Well, yeah, that experience, that nice and quiet that you want.
Yeah.
I mean, more and more people are building, really the most popular thing is yurts or tiny homes where they just want it to be completely off-grid. And, I mean, solar energy, self-sustaining, that's the answer to it. I mean, you can't be off-grid without having, or at least comfortably, without having some type of electricity, especially in our climate anyways.
That's right.
And I mean, I guess the big holdback right now, would you say, and sorry, I know you said not to get too technical, but it's probably like storage for the energy and like batteries. Because I know I just like skimmed the news, and they just came with a new battery that apparently lasts 2.5 times longer than lithium. So it's great to see that. I mean, you're in pretty early as far as solar goes, and as it develops, you already have all this expertise for installing. It's basically just got to wait for the products to catch up, and then once the products catch up, the demand catches up. So
absolutely, yeah. I mean, that's a big thing when it comes to trying to run, say, for instance, the domes, right? We needed to know, okay, what is the demand of that dome? What are people going to expect to have out of that dome? And how much storage are we going to need to be able to provide them with that, right? I mean, for instance, if you wanted to try to run, some baseboard heaters and stuff like that, the demand is so high on those, and the storage that you would have to have and the recovery time, those systems start to add up in cost, and it becomes like a balance between feasibility and, just the numbers where technology's at right now. But it's only going to get better, like you said.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a balance between upfront cost and cost over time.
Absolutely.
So, hey, right. Okay, so let's get a little bit away from work. I'm
Yeah.
just curious, what do you like to do in your spare time? I know you're even wearing the hat. So I guess, what else do you like to do? You like snowmobiling? Hit me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm an outdoors guy. I grew up, I was hunting when I was 8 years old with my dad, getting dragged up to the bush for a week to go elk hunting. It was a big part of what we did. Camping, honestly, glamping is the polar opposite of what I enjoy. In camping, I could take a backpack with a tarp and go back into the bush, and that's my kind of camping. But, when you got a wife and kids, it kind of changes the scenario a little bit.
Kids change the equation, that's for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, I love snowmobiling. I love hunting, fishing, with the little ones and starting to get them involved in doing some of that stuff. It's a lot of fun. And I think that's why I had as much fun as I did helping Cam with the resort as well. And just, really hitting that family time and the outdoors and just trying to let people from all different backgrounds kind of experience that, whether they are the ones that like to throw a backpack on and go out and rough it, or if they want to go hang out in a dome.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so I'm curious, for snowmobiling, for hunting, vacationing, camping. I mean, I want to hear what the spots you go to are. Like, what's your favorite spots?
Well, I mean, sledding. I mean, I like going out to the mountains. I like, Revelstoke, Fernie. Those are a couple of our places. We've been down to Cook City. That's a beautiful place. Camping, we go all over the province, right? We got a camper and we drag it all around. We want to do a lot more out west and out east and kind of explore Canada, but with the little ones right now, they're a little too young for those kind of road trips. My hunting spot, I got a little cabin in the bush.
You built that cabin yourself?
I did. I built my cabin on my driveway and drug it up to the bush on a trailer, and we dropped it off. And I got a little off-grid solar package on that cabin, and it's enough for me and the boys to go hang out for a week. It's perfect. So. Oh,
that's great. Okay, so I guess this brings me to my last question.
Yeah.
Which is a bit of a thinker. I mean, bringing tourism, and since we're in Saskatchewan, it's not known for tourism. I usually ask this question on every single podcast, every guest.
Yeah.
In some wording or another. But Saskatchewan isn't exactly known for tourism, which is unfortunate, so we just have to work a little bit harder. So things like, building attractions like the domes and tents like you've built help with that, as far as, special advertising, whatnot, with Tourism Sask, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
So I'm just curious, is there other structures that, North Shore Resorts could add, glamping resorts, or even other places just looking to gain more attractions? What are some stuff that they could add to the resort? Whether that be, it can be more places to stay in, like housing structures, the domes, or actual amenities, or playground type things.
Yeah, honestly, when it comes to attracting people to a resort like that, I think honestly, the sky's the limit, right? The creativity, I think a lot of it would be very site specific and trying to, feel out exactly what you could do to that resort to make it stand out from maybe something else around it, right? But North Shore, prime example, year one, I know there's a lot of planning in the background of, okay, what do we want to do year two, and then the long-term goals and stuff like that. Short of just adding unique structures and just trying to diversify the structures out there, you could go and, you could start putting venues in these places and, get people hanging out in domes for their wedding and having wedding venues. Like it's pretty cool, and the imagination, you can start going pretty wild with things.
Yeah, it's pretty much, I think we kind of talked about it earlier, but it's like it's not just focusing on individual needs, but also like group needs. Like you're talking about wedding venues and everything.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, you're right. The sky is the limit. Just if you're creative enough, people will come.
Yeah,
just
conference centers. Yep. Team building. Maybe you grab the team and you go hang out in some domes and you have some meetings, and it's a team building weekend, right? Like there's all kinds of unique things you could do.
That's true. Well, right on. Well, I appreciate you coming on the show. I know you're a busy guy. And I guess that's it for today. You have yourself a Merry Christmas.
You as well.
And we're going to wrap up this podcast with an outro. And if you guys are looking to get any building done, get a hold of Justin over here, Element Construction, or even some solar work done as well.
Absolutely.
Is it gosolar.com or gosolar.ca?
GoSolarSAS.ca, yeah.
GoSolarSAS.ca or elementconstruction.ca as well if you're looking for the building end. But anyways, you guys have a wonderful rest of the day. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all that great stuff. And we will see you in January. Take care. Thanks for tuning in today, everybody. Once again, our list of sponsors, Glamping Resorts, that is us. So if you're looking to start your very own glamping resort, head on over to glampingresorts.ca. glampingresorts.com. If you have your own campground, you're looking to increase occupancy rates, well, guess what? We can help you by adding glamping structures, and we can give you the IP possible to make that happen. Do it right and efficiently so you don't make mistakes. And hey, even if you don't have your own campground, you're just looking to get started, well, guess what? We can help with that too. Head on over to glampingresorts.com today to discover the possibilities of glamping and owning your own glamping resort. Next up are the guys who helped us build our very first resort over at North Shore. It's none other than Element Construction. Now, these guys do great work. They built the domes, they built the tents, they helped us with the walking trails, the posts that go over on the playground, and probably multiple other things that I'm not even aware of. These guys do wonderful work, and if you're looking to get the job done right on your next building project, well, guess what? You should contact them. You will not be disappointed. Visit elementconstruction.ca today to find out more and book these guys. Lastly is North Shore Resort. Yes, that's right. That is our glamping resorts. We have our very first glamping resort. We have lakefront, we have lakeview lots, we have the glamping structures, we have nightly camping, we have everything you could ever want over at that resort. So if you're looking to buy a lakefront or a lakeview lot, we have some amazing financing options available. If you visit glampingresorts.com, you can find out more about that today. And hey, even if you're looking to lease, well, guess what? You can do that as well on a wonderful lakeview lot. Our lots are huge. The smallest one is 75 by 100. There's no opening your camper and hitting the guy next to you. You have tons of space to do what you want with and make your own oasis. And hey, guess what? Glamping structures, if you want to get in one for next year, book early. Last year we were right full. So if you want the weekend that you want, you know what I'm trying to say. If you want to get in when you want to be in one of those domes, then hey, book now. Don't wait until the last minute. You can visit glampingresorts.com today to make that happen. And hey, Christmas is coming up. So we have gift cards available to stay in our glamping structure. So give the gift of glamping. Head over to glampingresorts.com today to purchase a gift card for a family member or someone that you love. Anyways, you guys have a wonderful Christmas and a happy new year, and we will see you in 2020.